Hi everybody, my name's Joe Conti and today I'm going to break down a photo edit done with the camera raw filter in Photoshop. So let's break this down. Basically I went from this original photo and here's the end result. Okay, so first thing I do is I take the background layer, duplicate it, make it a smart object. Convert the smart object here. And then I go into filter, go down a couple and go to camera raw filter. And the reason this is such a powerful tool is because it's a lot of your adjustments and editing features in Photoshop all rolled into one. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop for photo editing. I use this a lot because it's a real time saver. You know, it streamlines the process into basically one big step. There's a ton of sliders that you can make your adjustments in. And if you do it non-destructively, you can go back and edit it if you have, let's say, you get some feedback on your image and have to edit it further. So anyway, so let's go into some of these tools up here. I basically just use the zoom and the hand tool. I don't really mess around with any of these, but feel free to experiment as you like. Just gonna zoom in a little bit here. So your basic, there's a bunch of tabs up here for different options. The most used, at least for me, is this basic menu, this basic tab, and you'll see the majority of your sliders up here. You're also going to have your tone curves here, and then there's your details with some sharpening and noise reduction, and then some other tonal adjustments that I don't really, to be honest, mess around with. Then you have some presets at the bottom, at the end here. If you're doing something based out of like a studio from a photo shoot where you have controlled lighting, I would suggest using your presets, or you can just save a preset out. They have built-in ones here, or you can make your own and then refer to it as a starting point at least for an action shot or an in-game shot. But I honestly don't use it that much because I use mostly action shots, so every photo is a little different as far as the lighting situation and just the overall photo I'm working with. So let's go through some of these sliders. Temperature and tint, I don't really mess around with too much. I leave all these as is, really. White balance I leave. Just show you what temperature and tint do. If you want to cool it down, warm it up, and then adjust your tint. But most of the time I pretty much leave these alone. Exposure, I'll just tweak a little bit, see what that does. Contrast, I'll usually bump this up considerably to get that intensity. You got highlights and shadows. Again, you can find these tools within Photoshop on their own. So you see what that does. You don't want to make it too intense either way. Because there's trade-offs. You'll lose some. You'll make your brights brighter, but you'll lose details in here in the white areas. You can also mask certain effects out after you apply a camera raw filter. I can go into that a little later. So here's shadows. Obviously, going to increase. If you increase this, then you bring back some of the details you lost in a darker image. Or if you want it to be darker and it's too bright, just downtick the shadows. So there's that. You got whites and blacks, similar feature, similar effect there. Then you have new for the most recent edition of Photoshop is this texture. It's very similar to clarity. I'm sure that's why they're paired together. But it's helpful in getting like that HDR intense effect where you really sharpen your image and bump up that contrast even further. So it's all about bringing drama and intensity into your image to really enhance it. Vibrance and saturation, those are also available as separate tools, separate adjustments. See what those do. Oversaturate your colors, desaturate them if you will. Just a slight bit of desaturation I find it actually helps make, for sports photos at least, helps give you that more intense dramatic look. So that's your basic menu there, basic tab. Tonal curves is just, you can even go into more depth as far as your highlights and lights and darks and shadows, as far as getting those right. So there's just a ton of sliders within this tool. The amount of control is, unmatched in my opinion of any other Photoshop, any other single tool in Photoshop. I don't think compares to the camera raw filter. And then, you have sharpening and noise reduction here, and luminance is really helpful for, when you edit your photo and you start getting graininess or blockiness in your photo. Luminance can help in smoothing that out, as you can see a little bit, and it gives you kind of like that painterly artistic feel too. And then, you can increase luminance detail if it's looking a little too blurry, like you can get here. Get some of those details back, but it's really it helps forgive some of the graininess and blockiness that comes when you're editing your photo. And then you have these other tabs that honestly I don't really mess around with too much. I play with them a little bit, but I didn't really see the effects so much, so I pretty much leave them alone. And there's other things where if you want to distort your image, and but it depends on how it was shot. Really, you can just go into it and mess around with it and see what works for you. If you want to add grain, you can do that too. So that's pretty much it for this camera raw feature. I'm going to hit OK here, and then you'll see it'll apply. It'll apply to my smart object. There it goes. You can turn this off if you want to get rid of it. Again, you can double click on it, and you can turn down the opacity of the feature itself, and then you can actually go in and re-edit it if you want to tweak it even further. So, real powerful tool. You can also use you can also mask it. So you'll see here in the smart filters, you can take a soft brush, and let's say you don't like the detail that you lost in the white pants here, you can edit that. So obviously, just like any other mask or brush, you can lower the opacity and flow and all that, but you can get rid of your effect there in only certain areas and keep it in others. So feel free to experiment with it. It's a real powerful tool. I did this breakdown because it was a suggestion from one of my subscribers. If you guys have any other suggestions for anything you want me to go over in Photoshop or any other program, please let me know, and I'll add it to my list. So I hope you got some value from this. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like the video. Please subscribe. I have all my links to all my profiles in the description below. Once again, thanks a lot for viewing, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.